is a commitment, a big commitment, from us to you and from you to us, and we just, well, we ask you to stick at it, quite simply, and all these other sort of points below are going to kind of help you achieve that, but I suppose it's really just driving home the point that, gosh, if you're not in your units, if you were for any reason to decide that you wanted to just sort of step away, it really does unbalance the whole programme for the properties and for the rest of the candidates. So, you know, we want you to be happy, but we really do want you to dig deep and give commitment to this programme. We feel it's worthwhile, and we very much hope that you will feel so too. Ownership, another heading we have here. We really set out to help you with your own problem-solving skills and just develop you in this way while you're with us. And really when we say kind of ownership, is to understand that as much as there is a lot of content in your files, and there's a lot from us to you, if you like, on day one with induction, we ask you to really also take responsibility for your 25 months. And perhaps Ed even alluded to this, but it's looking through those objectives that are set as you go department by department. And the different heads of department you're going to be working with, some just get so busy, there is a genuine wish to kind of deliver all those objectives, but they could generally just miss a point or two. So don't cruise through your 5 months, please. Be aware, do read those objectives, refer to them, and be aware if there is, the time is ticking and there's a couple of points that you haven't covered. Be the one to step forward and say, gosh, I know you're a very busy head of department, but please diarise some time, make some time to make it happen. You would be the ones to miss out, and just don't allow you to take ownership and drive it as much as we commit to driving it with you. Communication, make it frequent. You will, you know, we've touched on already, you've got so many different avenues by which you can communicate with each other and with ourselves. You're going to have buddies, so somebody from the cohort above you will be aligned to you, so you can sort of touch base, because they'll have gone ahead of you, obviously, by that 12 months. You're going to have mentors, so one of the senior managers from within the group. You've got the HR departments within each hotel. You've got your head of departments, and finally the GMs are there if also required. But it's just, don't let things bottle up. Don't think that there's nobody there who you could go to, you could listen to for any reason. Please do just reach out and keep communicating. There isn't anything that can't be ironed through. So jumping around, personal presentation. You can see actually there's not really too much dialogue to be had here. You're all looking lovely and smart, thank you very much, but forgive me, that's in previous years, hasn't been quite so. But it really is important that when you are on your properties, that while you are attending either a formal training day or you're out of the business with some other initiative that perhaps we kind of open up for you while you're on these next 25 months, it's really to know that you're representing the company, you're representing 10 out of 10, and we do require you please to come into a business wear. We would always give you, you can tell Christian about sportswear yesterday, but take that as your default, always turn up smart and know that you're representing the properties that you're in. Yeah, please do. So expenses, this is one that you will come across and something that we've certainly been questioned on in previous years. Again, it's not taking anything for granted. Each property has a different budget and they are able to support you to a different degree. So when you are on an official training day, one of the 5 official days, we will absolutely support you in terms of the time and the travel to get to that property wherever it's being conducted. But there will be a range of other opportunities that come your way over the next 25 months. And I would ask you always, please, to check with your individual property. Check first with your head of department that you can get the time. Check with the head of department and or the manager within the property that, please, you know, how can you support me or can you not? And please be accepting of their answer, because quite simply, 10 different hotels, 10 different budgets. And although we do our very best to support you, there will be odd times. Can't think. There will be an event, there's definitely one event up in London, it's General Managers Conference, and it's something that I, as broker, and trying to get an opportunity for you 10 to participate at that. It's too big a subject maybe to cover in just this, but it's a fantastic opportunity, trust me, that comes around every January, and that's always in London. So there's an example. It could be train tickets involved, might be an overnight accommodation. Please just don't assume. Assume can be a little bit ugly. 9 times out of 10, I think you probably will be able to be helped, but sometimes you might just have, and I would perhaps recommend that finances might be tight, but try and keep a little pot of a couple of £100 so that if something comes up and you think, oh, I really don't want to miss that opportunity, you've always got it, so you can kind of be there. Time off. So you will be rotated. I should start this by saying, understand how you have structured the programme. There is an umbrella training agreement by which you are covered. But while you are in each individual property, you sit and are contracted to that property. So we are absolutely 10 individual properties. Literally, there are unlikely to be sort of any repetition really throughout. And whatever systems and whatever rules, regulations, whatever are sitting within that property, you are required to follow. Again, please don't make any assumptions. I'm trying to think of an example would be a good one, but yeah, take my word for it. We are individual properties, and so just assume nothing and have a quick conversation with everybody in terms of how you can sort of generally go about. Well, for example, in this time off. Time off and holidays together there. Please don't make any assumptions about holidays in terms of booking it and then announcing it to your head of department. I'm afraid you're very likely to get a very disappointing no. There is a very definitely clear instruction here, please. You have 10 days to take within each property, and we would steer you and recommend that you keep a good portion of that to the end of your 5 months, because that will give you then the opportunity to have a break, to prepare yourself for moving to the next property. It just makes sense. But there's bound to be some family, something or other that comes up, a wedding or something, but please make no assumptions. We understand how important these things are. We do understand family and commitments, but please give as much notice as you can and speak very clearly with the head of department, and they will do their best to accommodate. But also set expectations now. There will be some things, it's sure, in the next 25 months you will probably miss. But if you just understand that from the outset, that probably still all applies to us as general managers today. There's all sorts of things we will miss. Okay. Covered that one when I sort of speak of individual properties. You're going to have illustrations of individual properties time and time again. It was very considered when we set up the programme. It wouldn't have been for myself, Anita, a couple of the originators behind the programme, to propose to Philip that he administers his gratuities in a certain way or something like that. So that's why you will find that at each property you go into, gratuities being a good point in case, they will be differently administered. And sometimes you're in Clover and you have a bit more in your pay packet, and there will be times when it's less so because of how the parameters around which they are divided up. But please don't say, well, in my last property this happened for me. Please know that's how it is at Mama, that's how it is at Cliveden, and so on down the road. So just, ask your colleagues, speak with HR and get the facts, and then you'll have sort of no surprises.